Okay, so let's run the model. So make sure that streams is set to 100, so we get the same reproducible results. Okay, simulation options. So we're going to replicate 50 times, 2 hours warm-up time and 2 hours run time. Okay, so animation is disabled. We run. So we have an error. Okay, so customer at entrance, the cumulative probability of the percentage routing is, the routing block is less than 1.0. So alright, so let's abort that and see what it is. So it's saying that so that point 1 did not get entered. I guess I have to open the routing rule and then enter it. So now, okay, so that should be point 2. Well, I guess I have to do it like this. So point 2. Alright, so now it's adding up. Alright, let's see whether this will simulate. Okay, so expecting another process with the same entity location combination. This I've not exited the car. The car, after getting served, after the service is complete, after freeing the clerk, I have not provided the routing for the car to exit. That was the reason for the error. So car destination is exit. Okay, so now hopefully the simulation will run. Alright, so I'm going to switch off the, alright, so it's finished. Okay, so now we have resource output as well. So this gives you the number of cars, customers served, number of cars served, average time in the system, average wait time. Okay, so average time in operation, average time in system, so total exits. Okay, and let's look at them one table at a time. Okay, we have summary table. Okay, so average move logic. Okay, so average time waiting. Okay, so and then average time blocked. So what's the difference between average time waiting and average time blocked? So average time blocked is the time spent in the waiting line. And average time waiting is waiting at the teller window, but the resource is not available. So waiting is for the resource. So you're at the window, but the teller is actually helping. So there are only 2 tellers, and there are 3 possible places where the teller can help. So there are 2 people in the teller window, and then there is a drive-through window. So if the 2 tellers or the 2 clerks are helping another 1 person inside and 1 vehicle, car, drive-through, then the 3rd customer will have to wait. So this is the waiting time for the resource. The block time is the waiting time in the waiting line. So this is average time in operation. So that is good. And then let's look at failed arrivals. So the failed arrivals is 0.7. Failed cars arrival is 3.36. Because there are 3 cars already in the line, then cars just drive away. Location summary. Okay, so that's our entrance and the waiting line. So you have the wait, how many customers are coming in, and average content, average time per entry, 0.93 minutes. So the statistics look good with two clerks. It's not too bad. So the teller location, total number of entries, average time per entry. All right, so ATM line. Okay, so remember the ATM line is limited to only three, and the average content is 0.03. So maximum content is only 1.22. So the line never gets fully occupied. Okay, drive through. Okay, so the um, okay, so why drive through capacity is one. I probably okay, I probably forgot to change the make the capacity into three. So drive through line location, drive through line. Yeah, so that should be three. So now I have to simulate again. Okay. Okay, location summary. Alright, so drive through line, maximum content, but this is average for 50 replications. So sometimes some of the replications we could have had three cars. And that's why we had some failed entrance for cars. So we have failed arrivals. Okay, so 0.62 for cars. Okay, single capacity is ATM, percentage of time idle, percentage time operation, so drive through, percentage of time waiting, and operation, and idle. So all of that is good. Multi capacity, so percentage of time full, the waiting line, percentage of time empty, so those statistics look really good. And the teller, okay, again, empty 26% of the time, fully occupied, that is two people in the teller 40% of the time. Some maybe transacting business or waiting for a clerk to show up. And then desk, so ATM lines and drive-through line. Percentage full is 3.0. So there were few instances when the drive-through line was full. And resource. Okay, let's look at resource. Resource summary. Okay, remember this is number of clerks. So clerk 1 statistics, clerk 2 statistics, and clerk overall statistic. Okay, so work time in minutes. Okay, number of times used, average time, utilization. So utilization is about 75% for the two in equally shared. So that's pretty good. And states. Okay, so clerk 1 again, percentage time idle, percentage in use. So it looks pretty good. So the results look good, and we can do a scenario analysis, like you increase the windows, okay, drive through window, two of them, and maybe inside capacity is reduced to one, and then clerks to be three, two, three, four, and you can set up all those scenarios and run the scenarios. Okay, so far in the back example, we were able to uh, cover the basics as well as routing probabilities, routing based on probabilities. We had macros, we had variables, and we'll let's look at the variables, so we forgot about that. So variables, the number of customers in the bank. Okay, so the total change is made. So average time per change. So every minute on average, the number of customers in the bank changed. So minimum value is 0, so maximum value is 6.86. Okay, and then the current value, the average value. So we did cover some reasonably advanced topics um, in the in terms of resources, and then we did probability based routing and variables. Okay. Then of course there is a lot more, and we will. This is the kind of a service operation example, so we can have similar setup in call centers, telephone calls coming in, or DMV, or grocery stores. All of this will be similar to this example. We'll next look at manufacturing example.